The definition of fear online is an unpleasant emotional caused by belief that someone or something is in danger, likely to cause pain or threat. But that's not really what fear means to me. When I think of fear, I think of like issues or objects or environments that make people feel endangered. And if you can't deal with that environment, then something causes you to feel different. Fear is a really scary thing. Not everybody has them, but most people do. I always wonder what I think of fear or what other people think of fear. But to me, fear is a virtual response to physical and emotional danger. If we didn't feel it, we wouldn't be able to protect ourselves from real threats that we think we have. What are you most afraid of?
I don't know.
I really don't know.
What am I afraid of? It's a hard question.
I'm afraid of ketchup.
Ketchup.
Cottage cheese.
Monsters under my bed.
Diet Coke.
Walking down a hallway of a hotel and you feel like someone's like following you, and you keep like looking back and you're like, someone's following me, but there's no one there.
I think onto the highway and you're merging lanes, and like the lane on the highway and the merging lane look like they're gonna collide into one, but then you realize they're separate lanes, but for that split second you wonder what'll happen if they crash.
Supernatural beings.
My fear is pigeons because I think they're like dirty and they fly in your face and they're like not scared of people.
I'm afraid of pigeons, so I really have to cross the street so I can avoid the pigeons.
Throw up, like I'm definitely scared of it. I've never thrown up myself, and I can't be near anyone who's like about to throw up, feels like they're gonna throw up, and throwing up, anything like that.
Force-fed peanut butter. Ladybugs. Try to avoid them at all costs.
I'm afraid of oranges because I hate when the juice comes out.
I'm afraid of the unknown.
Spaghetti gives me stress, but I just try to not eat it.
Haircuts.
Elevators.
I'm afraid of hummus.
I'm afraid of getting pulled over.
I'm most afraid of being homeless.
I'm afraid of Chex Mix.
I'm afraid of not being good enough.
I'm afraid of death.
I'm afraid of death.
I'm afraid of burning to death.
I'm afraid of being buried alive.
I'm afraid of kidnappers.
I'm afraid of heights.
I'm afraid of heights.
I'm afraid of failure.
My biggest fear is failure.
I'm afraid of failure.
I'm afraid of the dark.
I'm afraid of the dark because I don't want to get murdered.
I'm afraid of the ocean in the dark.
I'm afraid of the ocean. I'm deathly afraid of sharks, more specifically.
I'm most afraid of getting lost and not being able to find my family or friends.
My biggest fear is being alone.
My biggest fear is losing my family.
I'm scared of the people I love dying before me.
I'm scared of spiders.
I'm afraid of spiders.
I have a fear of tornadoes.
My biggest fear are hurricanes.
I have trypophobia.
My biggest fear is breaking a bone.
I'm afraid of rejection.
My biggest fear is when I'm eating soup and I take my spoon and I like let it go in the bowl and the spoon handle like falls beneath the soup liquid surface, and then I have to take my spoon out of the hot liquid and it's just all wet and it's a very gross occasion.
Fears can come in many forms. They can be serious or they can be funny, such as the guy who said being force-fed peanut butter, or someone who said they're afraid of death. You have to take every fear seriously. I actually have a lot of fears that I didn't even know I had until this video. I'm afraid of public water fountains. The idea that anybody could use them or go up to them and do things on them scares me. I'd rather just drink from a lake. Another fear I have that's kind of random and kind of weird, but I guess that makes it me. I'm afraid of buffets. I don't know why, but the idea that anybody could put their hands in it or just go up to it and eat out of it, put your fork in it, it kind of freaks me out. And living in a sorority house, it's really hard because everything is buffet style, so I kind of just have to do it. So I'm kind of learning how to deal with my fear, and it's kind of impressive of myself that I could actually eat from it. Everybody should try getting over their fear once, whether it's a small step or a huge leap. Everybody would do well in trying, and you shouldn't let anything hold you back in life. So if you try and you fail, just keep trying.